Hello there, my fellow Marvel Knights. Welcome to my review of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. Before I get into the review, I gotta say, Disney Plus is fantastic so far. Like, there's just so much good content. Like, the entirety of The Simpsons is on there. You got all these old Marvel cartoons and movies. Same with Star Wars, as well as all those Disney classics. Like, it's honestly a no-brainer, guys. You gotta check it out if you can. So without further ado, let's get into our review of The Mandalorian. This show really felt like a nice space western, especially in the beginning. Well, it starts off in a bar where these guys are starting some trouble. There's some guy that needs help, and then the Mandalorian comes in, pisses a lot of people off, gets into a fight, and then one guy gets killed by he's like in the door, and then the Mandalorian shoots the door button, and he gets cut in half by the door. It's pretty darn cool. And yeah, the visuals of this show are absolutely fantastic. Like it started out and it looked really good. Like the cinematography, the scenery, it's classic Star Wars, and I love it so far. And so the point of that scene was for the Mandalorian to capture his target, who was in the bar. And right away, we're told that the Mandalorians do not take off their mask, which is pretty interesting because that reminds me of Judge Dredd. That movie was pretty good, the one that came out recently with Carl Urban. Would love to see that guy play Wolverine, by the way. So then their escort is Brian Posehn, who I remember from the Sarah Silverman program years ago. Something I'm sure nobody here would remember. And right away, it's clear this is Star Wars because they got to go on some ice, but there's this ice creature that comes out of the water, and Brian Posehn gets eaten after he drops them off. So he's like, "Oh my god, let me open the hangar! Oh my god!" And they get away from the ice creature, but things get rather problematic from there. So this guy that's on the ship thinks he can actually get away from this. He has the audacity to be like, I gotta take a leak, man. My species can be very nasty if they don't take leaks for a while or something like that. So then he goes and pretends to go to the bathroom and he starts fiddling around his ship. But after not long, the Mandalorian stops by and he's like, yep, we're gonna have to do this the hard way. So lo and behold, we have our first carbonite freeze. And it reveals that he's frozen a lot of people in that ship. So it's pretty cool. I love that they're finally getting to this type of thing in Star Wars media. I love bounty hunting. We could see all the people frozen in carbonite floating into the place, which I thought was really cool. Pretty efficient to capture people in frozen carbonite and just float them into places, gotta say. Pretty darn cool that Carl Weathers is the guy giving all the bounties in The Mandalorian. So now our Mandalorian goes to get his next mission, which is a big one that alerted some people that were nearby when he was talking to Carl Weathers. So he goes in and there's some stormtroopers there guarding the guy. They get into a little confrontation, and clearly 4-1 odds is nothing for a Mandalorian. It's interesting to see that this particular bounty has been handled in such secrecy, as we'll find out later, because you can only give them so much information about it, and it's a very expensive task. So, gotta wonder who's the bounty. Then they say that they are 50 years old. Interesting. So, it was pretty interesting that the down payment for this task was Beskar, which is an iron used for legendary Mandalorian armor. So that kind of tells you that this task is not going to be easy, as we'll find out later, which, means a big battle, so that's pretty fun. There's so many cool Easter eggs in this show, so many nice references, like there's speeders, of course, there's gonk droids and Jawas. And then one part that I really enjoyed was seeing this creature get roasted on a fire, which this creature was the same creature as that annoying laughing guy in episode 6 from Jabba's palace, known as Salacious B. Crumb, I believe. like a monkey lizard Quakian. I don't know. That thing used to go, you know, oh, and boy, it was quite a pleasure to see that thing get roasted because I hated that thing as a kid in episode 6. Before our hero can embark on his mission, he gets attacked by these creatures called blurgs. And then this older creature comes and helps him, and things get pretty funny from there. He tells him that he will guide him to the place, but every time he's pretty much done speaking, he's like, "I have spoken," which I'm pretty sure is going to become a meme one of these days. And then we pretty much see our hero learn how to ride these blurgs, as they're called, which, come on, did anybody else get reminded of that scene in episode 2 Star Wars where Anakin and Padme are riding on those creatures and then Anakin falls off and starts laughing it off, like, ugh, that cringeworthy love story. But anyway, final 12 minutes of this episode has an absolute shootout, and most of it is from a droid IG-11 unit played by Taika Waititi, he's playing a bounty droid sent to get the bounty that our hero is trying to get as well. So there's a massive shootout. Eventually they get pinned, and then this minigun comes up, but somehow the Mandalorian can get past this. He shoots out this grappling hook. He's kind of like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Get over here. And he stops the minigun. Eventually they get the door open. But then we're hit with a massive surprise. So the target that they were going after turns out to be a 50-year-old baby who is the Yoda species. And oh my god, this thing was so cute. I'm like, no, they can't capture this thing. What's going on? So the IG-11 unit says, oh, we gotta kill it. This thing is to be brought in dead. And of course, the Mandalorian wasn't gonna allow this. He shoots the IG-11, and he doesn't take the baby, but it looks as if he's gonna look after this baby. So this should be interesting going forward. So anyways, there you have it. We got a really good first episode of The Mandalorian, a Star Wars live action show, finally, right? And we finally got to see a show all about bounty hunting. You know, everybody who's fans of Boba Fett can finally see a badass bounty hunter doing his thing. And we got a lot of interesting concepts going on here. I mean, a Yoda baby? I would love to see where that goes. And let's say that IG-11 droid was so fun to watch. I mean, it's spinning around, shooting everybody, man. That thing was a badass, and Taika Waititi did a good job there. And let me just say, the visuals on this show, the cinematography, the scenery, just everything, fantastic. Like, this show was absolutely well done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more. With all that said, my final verdict is a 9 out of 10. Very solid. Just a wonderful start to this. I'm just so happy that we finally got live action Star Wars. Disney Plus seems to be off to a great start, and I hope to see more like this in the future. And boy, I'm excited to see Obi-Wan. If this is an indication of what we're going to get, the Obi-Wan series is going to be fantastic. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And I will see you later, my fellow knights. I have spoken.